Hey, let me know when people start jumping on, and I'll open up.
All right. All right, you got it.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings, family. It's your brother Prince Malachi. We got the mighty officers. Mighty officers on deck, right? Uh, Sons of Jacob taught. So we're gonna go into Deuteronomy 4, starting at chapter 6. And we just gonna break bread. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out. So all praise, honor, and glory be to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Without further ado, I'm gonna start reading. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Behold, no, so like it says, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye goest to possess it. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this nation is a wise and understanding people, right? For what nation is there so great who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for, right? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? So let's go back and digest, right? It say, I taught you statutes and judgments. We all got full understanding on what that's going into. It's speaking about the laws that were given to us so that we may govern ourselves as a people, right? If we keep and do these laws, we're gonna be blessed, right? Uh, and we gonna walk. We're gonna be the light of the earth. We gonna walk in a way that's gonna cause the other nations to look at us and be like, "Wow, this is a wise and understanding people," right? Um,
Is he cutting out?
that's what Israelites do. We set things in order. What's up? You
You
cut
cut
out.
out.
What's the last thing I said?
I heard wise and understanding people.
Okay. Yeah. They gonna us keeping these laws is gonna cause us to be seen by the other nations as a wise and understanding people. It's gonna give us favor with the Most High once again. We're gonna establish order back on the earth, right? Uh, that's what these laws is gonna do, man. They here for our good. You dig what I'm saying? So really apply these laws, right? Really be studying and meditating in the law so that you can keep it and do it, right? And be blessed in your deeds. So let me go to verse. Let me go to verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them? If you don't know what nigh means, it means near. What nation is so great that they have God so near unto them, right? As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. So people don't understand how blessed we are to be Israelites, to be God's chosen people, right? God literally hears our cry. He answers our prayers. He deals with us hands on. He disciplines us. He chastens us. He, what it say? He woundeth, then he maketh whole again. He teaches us. He guides us, right? And he keep our feet on the right track, right? It's not your own. It's not because of your own talents and your own skills. It's not by your own might that you still enduring this truth, right? That's mercy from the Most High God, Yahweh, right? By Hashem Yahweh Shah. That's what that is. So you got to be thankful, and you got to be appreciative of the opportunity and take full advantage, right? You got to love the Most High God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your might, right? And don't waste this grace that we've been graciously gifted. See what I'm saying? Really put your best foot forward and be on it like you want it, because we're not doing these things for no reason. We're not sitting up here, keeping the commandments and going through oppression and fighting these battles that we fight. We're not doing all of this for nothing. We have a end goal, right? We want to be perfect with the Most High. We want to attain the kingdom. We want righteous rulership. We want to be put back in our righteous state. We want to see the earth set back in this righteous state, right? Because the heathen, they out here destroying this place, man. You get a heathen too much longer, they gonna manage to just completely destroy the earth, right? So the Most High God gonna step in and set things right. Verse 7. If y'all got anything, y'all can jump in. I might need y'all to jump in here in a second. I gotta go in this. I gotta do this drop, but I'm gonna let y'all know. Or if y'all got something, it say, and what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So the law is our moral compass. It's our code of morality, right? It's us knowing right from wrong as a people. The Most High God didn't give that to the other nations, man. He made the covenant with Israel. He gave the laws to Israel. He gave wisdom to rest in Israel of all the people, right? He chose us to know right from wrong, to know the things that are pleasing to God. I believe that's Baruch chapter 4. Let me get that. Let me get that. Baruch. Y'all brothers can pull up the verse I'm talking about or no? Y'all hear me?
Not right. Oh, I might be able to.
I can get it. Hold on. Baruch. It's Baruch 4 though, right? Yeah, it's Baruch 4. Yeah. Hey, the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse. I'm gonna start at 1 and read down to 4. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. Y'all see that? That's a chop. The law endureth forever, right? Know that and don't be deceived. The law endureth forever. It says, all they that keep it shall come to life. All they that keep it shall be quickened. They shall be filled with life, right? You're gonna have life more abundantly. You dig what I'm saying? You got people who turn away from the commandments and now they walking in death. Their destination is death. But when you obey the Most High God, your end is life, an everlasting life at that. It say, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Take hold of the law, right? Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated, right? So the law is what gives us light. It helps us see. It's what takes us from darkness, right? You put the law, now you apply the law, now you are no longer walking in darkness. Now you know what you're doing. You're not stumbling over things. You're not tripping and falling over things, right? You can do what you need to do, and you can do everything correctly because you got the light, right? Now you're on the righteous path. You know where you headed. You know what's your destination, and you can be sure of yourself, but not in the sense of arrogancy. But we give all praise to the Most High because He gave these things to us. Let me keep reading. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. So, like I say, the law was given to Israel. That's just what that is. The covenants was made with Israel. That's just what that is. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. That is something to be so happy about, right? You should wake up in the morning happy just off that fact alone, right? No matter how difficult trials you're going through, that the things that are made pleasing unto the Lord are made known unto you. Wow. The things that are pleasing to the Lord are made known unto you. So now you got a fighting chance. You're not out here, you're not lost no more, man. That's the beauty of the light. That's the beauty of obtaining the law. You're not lost no more, man. I remember when I was lost, man. And I never want to go back to that state ever again, man. Being lost, being in the world is treacherous work, man. You don't know your left from your right. You always got to look over your shoulder. Whatever your past life entails, right? All the things that you put to death, right? You don't want to go back to those things. You don't want to go back to being in darkness, right? You don't want to go back to adultery. You don't want to go back to being a thief. You don't want to go back to being a murderer. You don't want to go back to your old ways, right? You finish with those things, right? You walking in the newness of life. It say, oh, let me go back to Deuteronomy. You want to be finished with those things because now you know what's pleasing to the Most High. You know how to please the Most High. You know right from wrong. You know how to love your neighbor. You know how to do these things, right? Hold on. So, yeah, man. Go back to Deuteronomy 4, chapter 4. Come on, man. So, yeah, man. Bear with me for a second.
What verse was you at, King?
Deuteronomy 4 and I forget. Somewhere between 6 and hold on, let me look. Okay, I'm back. I'm there. Unless you wanted to read.
I'll read for you.
Appreciate you. Verse 9. You said you're gonna jump in for a second?
I can if you need me to.
All right, I'm about to read this and then I need you to jump in for me, Baba Shah. It say, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul. This is why I brought up you want to leave those things of the past in the past. That feeling that you had when you was walking in the flesh, when you was in the world. You don't want to go back to that, right? You're gonna be finished. And if you go back now, you're gonna be worse off than you were at first, right? You don't want that to be the case with you, right? You want to obey the Most High, live a godly life, enduring to the end, and make the Most High proud, man. Come on, man. You got to reach the finish line, man. Fight the good fight. It say, can't punk out, man. It say, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So there's a literal application, but I just want to put this in a perspective, right? You don't want to forget the things that you've seen the Lord do. You've been awakened to the knowledge of the truth. You can see how the Lord works. You done been shown that the Lord is real. Some of us come from a path of doubt. You might have had times where you didn't believe in nothing, or you might have been in full on idolatry. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to go back to that. The Lord have enlightened you. The Lord have started dealing with you in a hands-on kind of way. Just like he brought the people out of Egypt and performed many signs. If you really use your discernment, you done seen signs in your life. Us waking up, that's prophecy. You done seen many prophecies coming to pass. You see many prophecies that's active right now, going on, coming to pass every day. You see how the Lord is working. But you gotta, what it say? Take heed to yourself and keep your soul diligently, because you can lose your soul out here. The Lord can take away everything he showed you. He can take it back from you, leave you lost, right? Wandering aimlessly, thirsty, hungry, naked, right? Drunken. Yes, sir.
Avron, send Zion the link to the stream yard so he can read for us. Hey, Malachi, my connection, I'm going through that area where my connection is the worst. So I don't know
Mm,
how much I'm gonna do. That's why I was trying to get in there real quick, let you jump in there, and then
okay.
do what you got to do. Was
Okay, I'm
your
about to
whole
go.
idea? Was your idea was to keep reading on Deuteronomy chapter 4?
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, just going to the Deuteronomy chapter 4 a little bit.
All right, kind of.
Really, the part about yeah,
Go ahead. What you
do
gonna
what you
say?
feel necessary, Ken. I was gonna say really to harp on the point of don't go back. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these things depart from your mind, right? Because that can happen to you. You know, brothers falling out the truth all the time, and you don't want that to be the case with you. Don't forget the things that your eyes have seen.
All right, bet. I got you.
So I don't.
To add to that point, I'm gonna go ahead and shake over to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Hey, Malik. Okay, never mind. I was gonna tell him to mute up. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse. This is a classic verse. Verse 6, verse 7. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee." So this is actually what the Most High God wants you to do. He wants you to remember the things that happened in past times. That's why the Lord always say, um, like I'm the guy that brought you out of the land of Egypt. He always say that. Why? He wants you to remember that. I'm the one who brought you out of Egypt. That's why you need to serve me, obey me, do my commandments. I'm your God. Y'all my people. We made a covenant. Remember that. Don't forget that. When you look at the book of Leviticus, I'm gonna keep building on the point that Malachi was working on, Lord willing. When you look at the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, this is a beautiful chapter, and I'll just start at the top. Leviticus 23 and verse 1. Oh, we got Zion in the cut. Hey, Zion, jump to Leviticus chapter 23 and start at the top. Baba Kasha.
Shalom, down. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
You said Leviticus 23 and verse 1.
Yes.
It says, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1, it says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings."
Jump to verse 5.
Verse 5, it says, "In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover."
Right. So the point that I'm building on is still the same. The Lord created certain feast days for you to remember certain things, right? A better scripture probably would have been Exodus chapter 12, maybe verse 42, where it says the Passover is a memorial that should be observed forever throughout your generations. So you can remember what I did. You can remember how I redeemed you out of the land of your enemies, how I redeemed you out of captivity. And that's on a large level. That's on a nationwide level, and you observe that year after year after year, your entire life. But on a smaller level, you don't want to forget how the Most High God woke you up. I don't even know if I should even say on a smaller level, but on a different level, remember how the Most High God delivered you on smaller levels. You know what I'm saying? How someone was trying to get you fired at your job, the Lord made things work, brung you through that. How you was supposed to get kicked out of this house, the Lord brung you out of that. Or hey, you couldn't make rent and you did get kicked out of your house. You did lose your house, you lost your car, and then the Lord brung you up out of that. How you might have got your children taken away from you, but you got your children back. Remember those things. Don't be the person who forget the love. I should say you don't want to forget those things. Attack you, and try and make you lose your faith in the Most High. You actually gotta have ammunition. Whenever someone house or break in somewhere, one bullet is enough. You know what I'm saying? One bullet, and you put it in a man's chest. You see those movies all the time. You put a little 22 in some big Jake, and he running through that. There's scenarios where men get cut or stabbed or shot, and they still only keep moving. Why do I bring that up? To teach you and to put it in your mind, these spirits faith in your God. And you can't just put one bullet in these demons. You can't just cut the demon down one time. No, you got to do it multiple times. So you need ammunition. You need ammo. You need a whole clip. Can be likened unto all of the times that the Most High God helped you. That's why I'm going to keep believing on the Most High. I didn't see the Most High deliver me and deliver other people in this way and that way. And now you're just adding that to your toolbox. You adding it to your clip. You adding it to your magazine. That way, whenever a demon pull up and try and get you out of the spirit, try and get you to stop believing, try and get you to not think good thoughts towards the Most High, you got a whole clip for them. Bow, 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 cutting them down, shooting them down. And you got to remember the days of old. Remember what the Most High God did for our forefathers, our ancient forefathers. Remember what the Most High God did to your father, your immediate father, to your immediate parents, to your brothers who are in the truth with you. Use those experiences and those deliverances that they testify of, those testimonies, for lack of better words. Use that to your advantage. The most
Yo, you cutting out, King.
you need that. It's I seen bro back in there. I was trying to pass it to him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're getting Malachi. You got it.
All right. The water, King. Brother was spitting. Hey, Zion. Trying to get Sirach 2, where it says, whoever trusted in the Lord and was confounded.
Confounded.
Might be around verse 10.
Yes, sir. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Right. So the Lord is not going to despise you for depending on him. He's not going to reward you evil for that, for cleaving to him, for obeying him and having faith in him no matter what the situation. You don't get punished for that, right? You get blessed for that. And the Lord comes through for you, right? And like the mighty officer brought out, we see it time and time again in our own lives and in other brothers' lives. Nobody that put their trust in the Lord have ever been confounded, right? The Lord don't leave his children hanging like that. He don't leave his servants hanging like that. So like, hold on. The Lord is faithful. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is dependable, right? He is our rock, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? Wisdom is a defense. What do defenses do? Defenses protect you from things, right? The Lord will keep you safe if you trust in him. Uh, hold on. The Lord will keep you safe if you trust in Him. But you gotta be cut out for it though. You gotta put the faith with the works. You don't just believe. You don't just sit up there and say you believe, but your actions don't show you believe, right? Because you gotta be working towards it. If you say you're gonna endure to the end, you gotta be working towards that. If you say you're going, whatever you say you're gonna do, you gotta be working towards that. You can't have the faith without the works, right? Because that ain't how it works. It ain't going down like that. Uh, I believe there was an account with Moses, right? And he was in a battle. So like I wish I could pinpoint it, but it say he was praying and fighting at the same time, right? Or was that Moses? Anyway, he was praying and fighting at the same time. That go to show you, you got to put the faith with the works. Yeah, the Lord will deliver you, just like He delivered our forefathers from the many battles they faced. But they still had to, for the most part, they still had to go out and fight. Of course, they was gonna win. Of course, they was gonna, succeed. But they still had to. They still had to fight, and you got to fight, right? Captain Jeremiah always say the Lord loves a fighting spirit. The Lord loves a fighting spirit. So you got to contend, man. You got to fight your flesh. You got to keep yourself in check. It's a daily grind. You got to make sure your brothers, you know what I'm saying? You got to be a watchman. Because that's love. Like if your brother going off, you got to rebuke him. Hey, Zion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was just making sure you can still hear it. Um, if your brother going off, you got to rebuke him. It's your job to be a watchman, right? You got to sit out here and discern. You got to apply your wisdom, and you got to show love, man. It's a we don't do it out of a sense of this is what we got to do. We do it because we truly love the Most High God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our might. And we see how beautiful wisdom is, to walk in wisdom, to keep the Most High God's commandments. I can testify it's a whole different world, man. It's a whole different, it hit different, bro, to obey the Most High God, man. You don't wanna forget what that feels like. You don't want to go back to your vomit and go back to your old ways. So you gotta fear, right? But at the same time, don't let your don't let your sins weigh you down. You dig what I'm saying? Don't don't allow Satan to get in your head and sift you out, right? Just keep enduring with faith and keep putting the work in and keep enduring, man. Right? We don't deal with people who give up. Uh you gotta you don't want to be the one that gave up at the end, right? You got the prophets and the apostles back in the time of the first century, right? Around the time when Yahweh Shah died and rose, right? They were speaking about, that the end is at hand, right? The kingdom of heaven is near, right? If they were saying that 2,000 years ago, how much more are we in the last times right now? How much closer are we to the coming of Yahweh Shah now, man? Why would you stop now? Why would you why would you cop out now when the reward is so close? It's so near. You can damn near see it. You see brothers getting in order. You see the spirit dealing, man. You see us standing up on our feet, man. You see all the signs, but it's crazy if you lose faith, man. It's crazy if you lose faith after everything you done seen. Let me go back to Deuteronomy. Where did he stop at on Deuteronomy? Salakia. Yeah, hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I don't.
I think it
I don't
was
know.
23.
All right, cool. We're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 30. Proverbs
30
3.
moments.
You said what, King?
Minutes.
We got to close out soon.
In about 30.
30 minutes. All right. Zion, can you get Proverbs 3 and 1?
Kankan. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments."
Forget not the law, but let your heart or your mind keep the commandments, right? The commandments need to be on your mind constantly. You got to meditate in them day and night, right? Keep reading.
Verse 2, "For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee."
For a length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. These are the things that come with obeying God's commandments. Give me a second. These are the things that come with keeping God's commandments, right? These are the benefits, right? So this is something you want to do. If you want to live long, if you want to have a peaceful life, which I'm sure that hit a lot of people's spirit. If it don't hit your spirit, you know, something might be wrong. You might want to examine yourself. These are the things that come with keeping God's commandments. So you got to really consider what's the benefits of going back now. You walking in grace, you walking in the blessings of the Lord, you learning so much, you soaking up so much game, you putting yourself in a perfect position to make it to the kingdom, to do the things that please God. What's the point of abandoning your position where you are? What's the point of abandoning that to go back to the world, to go back to being lost? Right? You gave up your inheritance to go deal with madness and folly, right? To go deal with the lusts of the world. It ain't nothing going on out here in the world but a bunch of foolishness, man. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. You got people doing drugs. The drug epidemic is crazy. Not even the drug epidemic, the drug epidemics with an S, plural, right? People is walking around like zombies in real time. You want to end up like that? That's the fruit. That's what the world gets you. Not too many people make it through unscathed, right? I done seen a lot of people I grew up with that's my same age. A lot of the young men my same age that I grew up with, they are no longer with us, as in they passed away. A lot of them are incarcerated in jail, in prison, right, for extended periods of time. I know some people that got life and they my age, right? It's kids younger than me. That's all that's in the world. That's the fruit of it, right? But the benefits of wisdom and staying in position and enduring in the truth and walking in wisdom is long life, peace, right? Skip down to verse. Let me see. Skip down to verse 5. And this is
This
all to encourage you not to turn back, right?
this is
Go ahead, King.
Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding."
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. This is what you got to know in these trying times, right? Because your human logic, your human reasoning, it can render several reasons, right? If you thinking carnally, hold on, yeah, bro. If you thinking carnally, you can trick yourself out of position. You can make mistakes easily. I'm sure everybody you should know that by now. If you thinking carnally, you're gonna make mistakes, man, and you're not gonna be moving in the spirit. But if you just stay in position, obey God, endure. I know it's tough. What you going through, trials and tribulations, fire, of course. This is a part of it. But you gotta stay locked in. You gotta keep the end goal in mind. It's like running a race, a long distance race, or even a sprint, man. But it's more so compared to a long distance race. You running, right? You getting towards the end of the race. You feeling you going through discomfort, right? Because you putting yourself under stress. You got, you know what I'm saying? It's physically demanding. Your leg might be cramping up. Your abdomen might be cramping up. Your heart beating fast. Your lungs burning. Your legs is tired. But you gotta keep enduring because it's a race. It's an endurance test.
I think he cut out.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. He probably still cooking right now.
You're probably still eating up.
Cooking. He left off. What was the last thing y'all heard? It's an endurance
He was
test.
talking about still enduring.
Yeah. He was cooking up. Dang, his stuff messing up for a long while, ain't it?
Salaki, what was the last thing I said?
Brother, why is it two of you, brother?
Because I'm Prince Malachi. I got tools and techniques, man.
He summoned himself, man. Yeah. Well, the last thing we heard was it's an endurance test.
Hey, it's an endurance test, man. That's what endurance athletes speak about. You get in, you get a little while into the race or into the run, and you start feeling discomfort in your body, and your mind is trying to convince you in every way why you should stop, right? But if you stop, you're not gonna win the race. If you stop, all your progress and all the stuff you put yourself through was for nothing. If you stop, you're not gonna achieve the glory. You're not gonna win. Can you get this is the condition of the battle, Babakshah? I believe it's in like second Esdras.
Second Ezra 7:57. This second Ezra 7:57, it says, "Then answered he me and said, This is a condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight."
Keep read.
Verse 58, it says, "That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as though he has said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say."
Hey man, the Lord gave us exceeding great promises, right? He gave us beautiful covenants and promises. You gonna forsake that by quitting now when it's almost time to reap? You gonna trick yourself out of position like that, man. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy. That's just not the best move from a logical standpoint, man. You still if you go back now, you still gonna go through. You're gonna go through worse things, right? Because you're gonna lose your hedge of protection because you're not walking in wisdom. First and foremost, you have now changed your lot. You have now chosen death at that point. I don't know how you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you rationalize that kind of decision. I don't know how you defend you wow. You give up everlasting glory, everlasting life. You just toss that to the wind and choose destruction. Stepped on by the sword. Choose, sickness and evils and curses. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just hold on. Just endure. We're gonna be all right. You're gonna be straight. Huh? It said if you overcome, you shall get the thing that I've said. That's when you get your crown, right? You get crowned for standing so stiffly for the name of the Lord. That's the kind of reward you want. That's the kind of brother sister you want to be. Honorable, an honorable seed, an honorable plant. You want to make the Lord proud, man. Don't grieve the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Don't abuse the world, man, because it ain't no profit in it. Let me see. Brothers got anything?
No, sir.
Yo, Z. I go to Proverbs 3. It's
Con.
just a little exhortation, man, a little encouragement. Hey, how long we got left, though, King?
We got
Maybe
like
like a
19 minutes.
10-minute warning or, huh?
I can give you a 10-minute warning.
All right. It's a, go to verse 6. Baba shop.
Con. This is Proverbs 3 and verse 6. It says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths."
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. How do you do that, right? What is Proverbs teaching us? You got to consider the words of the Most High in all things you do. You got to weigh your actions in the balance. You got to ponder the path of your feet. If I do this, is it going to cause me to go off? If I do this, is it going to cause me to not inherit the kingdom? If I keep doing what I'm doing and keep showing my same pattern of behavior, is it going to lead me to getting on the chariots? Is it going to lead me to being delivered out of Babylon or delivered out of destruction? Or is it going to cause me to be destroyed? Right? You got to ponder the path of your feet. But it say if you acknowledge him in all your ways, he shall direct thy paths. When the Lord is directing your paths, you in good hands. Trust me. When the Lord is directing your paths, you are in good hands. You may be going through some things where you wondering if the Lord is directing your paths. But if you walking in obedience to the Most High God and you following after Yahweh Shah, hey, you directing your path right, man. You doing the right thing, and you're gonna be rewarded when it's time. Just stay down. You know what I'm saying? Boots on the ground. Uh, Get verse 7, Bob Kashah.
Con, this is Proverbs 3 and verse 7. It says, "Be not wise in thy own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil."
It say, "Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil." So, being wise in your own eyes looks like following your human logic over what the Most High God told you to do, right? There is no wisdom or counsel against the Lord, right? Nothing, whatever the Lord said, that's what's gonna stand. If you think otherwise, you're drunk. Okay? Whatever the Lord said is gonna happen, that's what's gonna stand. If you think otherwise, you're drunk spiritually. You gotta shake back and get in line with the Lord, get in tune with his plan and his timing, what he wants you to be doing. And that's how you depart from evil, right? Because you don't walk after your sight. Your faith got to be stronger than what you see. Your faith got to be stronger than what you see. And you got to have all faith. And you got to know. You can't be second guessing it. You can't leave room for that, right? Because Satan to come in and take advantage. You can't have doubt. Uh, Go to verse 11. Bible shop.
Con, this is Proverbs 3 and verse 11. And it says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom
Despise not the chastening. No. Oh, yeah, you get there. Go ahead. Salakia.
Verse 12, "For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth."
My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord. So we all know for the time being, when you're going through chastening, right? When you're being rebuked, when you're being corrected, even if a brother just telling you're wrong, that's not always so easy to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You got pride trying to come to the surface. You got when you get cut, it's just you got to deal, man, and you gotta overcome, and you gotta make the necessary adjustments. Uh, but we know it's not a good feeling all the time when you get rebuked, when you get cut, when you get corrected at the hands of another brother, and that's love. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He doing what he's supposed to do. How much more the Most High? When you going through things that's just wow, you're going through a tough time. It don't feel good at that time. It's say, but you're not supposed to despise that, right? These things, uh, these things give us life. These things help us grow. These things help us grow in wisdom. Give me a find that. There's good bread in there. Hold on. 24. Oh no, 6 and 23. 6 and 23 is the one.
Proverbs. It's like you was cutting out. You said Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23.
Yes, sir. It says Proverbs 6 and 23. It says, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life."
So reproofs of instruction are the way of life. When you getting rebuked, right? When you getting a reproof of instruction, when you being told to get your act together, and you go through these feelings of frustration, of you gotta battle pride, you gotta just be cut and accept it, man. When you going through that, just know that process, when you overcome it, it brings you life, right? It gives you the increase. You're not going through these things for nothing. Get a
So like you cut out. What'd you say?
for pregnant to be joyous.
Hey, you still cutting up.
Hey, we got about 10 minutes left.
Okay, we can probably just close. I'm gonna go through a bad.
Did anybody understand him?
I think I got that end part. He said, "You guys can close out because I'm about to go through a bad area." I assume he was gonna say.
Okay. Powerful lesson. Mahar, do you got anything?
Lie.
All right. Zion, you got anything?
No, sir.
Powerful lesson. My brother Malachi. With that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, HaMashiach, Yahushua, and say Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom for reading, Zion.
I know.
Khan, Tawatam.
The water for having me. Shalom.